Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. The day after Juventus 4, Cagliari 0, Bianconeri 4, the Rossoblu 0 in Coppa Italia. I'm extremely happy, what a nice way to wake up. Much better than after the loss against Venezia 2-2. Ragazzi, we have a lot of things to speak about in today's video. I was a bit undecisive this morning to go only with the Juve post-game analyze, deep diving with frames, what we did well or not, or just going through the game, or maybe even going already with the big titles of today, because they're already speaking about Mercato. You know, today is the 18th of December, Mercato opens already on the 2nd of January, pay attention, Corriere dello Sport with Tonali, real big, huge interest from Cristiano Giuntoli and Juventus to bring him already at home on the, or in the month of January. But then you also see next to that a name, an idea, the one of Yildiz. I'm not sure if I will have enough time to speak about Mercato in today's video, so you will discover it at the end. If not, ragazzi, I can tell you that we will go live this evening with the Mercato live, where we will speak about Vlahovic, his contract, Tonali, Yildiz, Fagioli, Hanchko, Gyökeres, maybe even Gyökeres, we need to speak about that. Attenzione, the love of Cristiano Giuntoli for some Milan players. Put a maximum of like if you didn't yet, please continue to subscribe to the channel. You're doing an amazing job, so thank you for that. If we even can reach 35,100 Juventini before the end of the year, that's only bonus. We start with yesterday. What do I want to start with? The goals. The 4 goals. Not going in detail how they score, I don't care about that. But the story, the importance, not only because they brought us the victory, the qualification to the next stage that we will play against Empoli, but every single of these goals, they have a story. Let's start with the first one, the one of Dusan Vlahovic. Important because it's a goal that actually shows the peace made with the curva. You know that this was an extremely sensitive topic that we didn't speak a lot about on the channel, but I was scared about one thing. Splitting the curva, the tifosi, and a player, and actually the most paid player from our team, would have been a total disaster on the, what was it, the 13th, the 14th, the 15th of December, with an entire season still to be played. Having that would have been a disaster. When you don't have the support for a coach, for a player, we are suffering. Splitting in December already, supporters and player, would have been really a disaster also mentally. For a player like Dusan Vlahovic, that, let's not hide about it, mentally it's difficult for him when it's not supported, when it's not loved. So that showed me really nice. He scored also direction, the Curva Sud, celebrating, looking at them, and he received the love back. That was important, and also because it was a different goal. It was a different Dusan Vlahovic goal. Dare I say it, it was more a Lukaku goal, for the bit more vintage, older Juventini, a boxing goal, than a Dusan Vlahovic goal. But we need also Dusan Vlahovic being able to do these ones. Then, of course, yesterday he missed a few goals. Some he scored and they were offside, beautiful ones. Some he missed, unfortunately. But yesterday, the game of Dusan Vlahovic was really great. And I hope to see this Dusan more and more. The second one, the goal of Koopmeiners. Look, it's not his first one, because he scored his first one in the beginning of December against Bologna. He needed in total 4 games, so Bologna, City, Venezia, and the 4th one he scored already again. But this one is the first Koopmeiners goal. A real goal a la Koopmeiners, the one that he actually was waiting for. Because that goal against Bologna was the goal of the 2-1. He had so much anger, so much will, so much that he couldn't even celebrate it too much, because when you score at Juve the goal of the 2-1, it means not a lot. Yes, it's the start of a remontada that at that moment when you score it, you are not even sure. So it's a goal of loser. But that's the goal that we were waiting for. The 2-0 is an important goal in football. Also because when I interviewed him in October, he told me, I dream about my first goal at Juve, a shot from the distance that goes bomb, there. Yesterday it was not his first one, it was his second one, but I can tell it was his first Koopmeiners goal. Also because the first half of Koop is a half that you need to forget. It's a half that you don't have to keep in mind, because it was not a really beautiful half of turn. Much better until from the beginning of the second half until that goal, where then he was subbed out because apparently he had flu. The flu, the fever, the ribs. Turn, please stay healthy. By the way, speaking about a healthy situation, You probably saw it already. Breaking news, there is a player that will miss 20 days. I will tell you who in a second. The third one, Chico Conceicao. You know why I love that goal? Because, okay, aesthetically it's a beautiful goal, of course, but it shows really the never give up mentality of Chico that needs to be shared around all the players. He tries. When he has that ball, or he goes with a cross low in the back, or he goes with a cross high on the second post, or he goes with a shot that is deflected by the goalkeeper. What a fantastic, beautiful shot at the 37th minute. He goes with that goal. He keeps insisting because he believes in it. And when you try, well, it will eventually happen. That's what the story of that third goal brings to me. If you try, it will eventually happen. And that it's something that the other ones, they need to understand. And also, I love that phase of Chico. Or let's say, every time that something is not going to his will, to what he wants to show us. Something that needs to be shared with all the other teams. Be depressed when it's not working, but don't give up. And that fourth goal, the one of Nico Gonzalez, and that's something that I want to go a bit wider, not only the goal. He plays 25 minutes, an assist of a number 10, because that's the first position that he's playing in, and then a goal as a number 9. What a goal. Nico, what did you do, Gonzalez? Welcome back, Nico. Mamma mia, what a goal. He's taking that pass from where? Bam! He's running all the field, and that velocity was faster with the ball on his foot or on his feet than the other ones without the ball. Yesterday, he showed why Nico Gonzalez is a player that Thiago Motta and Giuntoli wanted. Of course, he needs to show us also now health. He needs to show us continuity, performances, more than only a few games here, a few minutes there. No, he needs continuity because he's a player that can play left, right as a number 10 and also as a number 9. Also that the header that he's going for, it's a complete player. So welcome back, Nico Gonzalez. 4 goals that I just explained you, but it's not everything. Thiago Motta. Do we want to speak about Thiago Motta? What I love the most, and probably more than even all the goals, was him being aware that something is not working at Juve. Him that decides to be open to listen and to change, because yesterday he changed a lot. Weston McKennie, Locatelli, Yildiz, Koopmeiners. He changed the way of playing, but not only with the men, but also the intention of playing. I was telling you, I was expecting from Thiago, or hoped with Thiago, that he was starting to also play a bit more centrally, and ideally we went to where the 33% on the right, 33% on the left, 33% on the middle of the field. Well, yesterday he goes with a 35.6 on the left, 34.4 centrally, 30% on the right side of the field. Really extremely divided with different opportunities, and that's what I want to see. But himself, putting himself into the game, Thiago Motta, studying and changing is something that I love. Let's see what he will do in the next coming games, because of course, testing in Coppa Italia is one thing, then you have the other ones. And also, the balls of Thiago Motta that before the game he's putting Koopmeiners as a vice captain. Super important, the message that he's sending there. Yes, you are criticized. Yes, you're not performing as we want. I took you out against Venezia because you were not performing. You were a ghost. But I believe in you. I trust you. I give you that vice captain band. Beautiful. Bravo, Thiago Motta. Can we say that it's the real first Cristiano Giuntoli win? Yeah, because he has been criticized a lot, about the players that played yesterday, or the players that he signed this season. But honestly, yesterday, the goal of Koopmeiners, the goal of Nico Gonzalez, the goal of Chico Conceicao, that fantastic performance also of Kalulu, because the performance of Kalulu is just top yesterday, anticipating everyone, being all about the guy is playing game in, game out, game in, game out. Do you remember when Milan was selling him to us, and we were telling, yeah, okay, good player, but after 5 games you will never see him again. He's going there. Hopefully I didn't jinx him. Locatelli, Bonucci 2.0 performance. Yeah. And this is a win. Let me not stay humble this time from Beppe, because I remember that 88 weeks ago I had the interview with him and I told him, in a few years, Loca, center back, this is something that I saw. It was clear to me. He didn't believe in it. And I was happy that when Thiago Motta told him, you play center back, because if he was not convinced, he would not have played him there. He said, yes, I am convinced. Maybe he remembered that interview of 88 weeks ago when I told him, Loca, center back in the future. And maybe that's helped him to say, yes, I want to do it. And he did it extremely well. Short passes, long passes. He played well in defense, even if there was not a lot of risk. He played well also in the second half when Gatti entered in the middle of the field. Bravo, Manu Locatelli. Extremely, extremely happy. And then also, if I want to take some praises also, thank you to Sport Mediaset, Sport Italia, that yesterday, Canale 5, that yesterday went with the usual pagelle, the ratings, and they mentioned me also on television saying, as GJustjuve told him, you will become a defender. Nah, that was a really beautiful moment for me. Anyway, it's not over because we need to go towards the non-good thing that I want to mention in today's video. Unfortunately, how beautiful the win was and whatever, unfortunately, it doesn't move Serie A at all. It doesn't change anything for the ranking of Serie A because it was Coppa Italia. So that win of yesterday means 0. 0.0 for the Serie A ranking, where we won 6 games, we drew 10 times. It doesn't change anything. Actually, to be honest, it will even get worse for Serie A because we have minimum 1 more game to play now. We could have said, look at the calendar of the month of January. It's a disaster. Huh? It's game in, game out, game. There is no stop. We continue to play. That extra game will be in the beginning of February. A game that we could have avoided to play, to rest players, to not go into detail, to not exaggerate. And who cares about the Coppa Italia? Could have been, an idea. No, we played it. And I was extremely happy. Then pay attention. When I'm telling you that we honor the competition, that we play the game, yeah, great. But to beat that Cagliari, we needed, and that's why things are not perfect yet, we needed our best 11 in terms of men to beat Cagliari. Because Koopmeiners was there, Locatelli was there, Kalulu was there, Di Gregorio was there, Dusan Vlahovic, Yildiz. The tops were there. And unfortunately, we had to wait really long to secure the game because we were still scared after that 2-0. That usually a 2-0 means you close the game, you won the game. No, we needed to wait for that third goal to see Anadzic entering the field. That means that at the moment, psychologically, mentally, we are not even with the 2-0 sure about us. And that's something that we need to pay attention for. Like, we don't have to forget that first half was not perfect. Because humanity, we, the people, we always have that tendency of remember the last 3 months of an entire year. For example, if the 3 months were extremely good, you will go at the end of year review at your job and you will say, Mama, look how great I was with the 3 last months. Or my year was fantastic, while we forget about the 9 first month. It's like a bit the football of yesterday. We tend to remember the last 30 minutes of the 90 minutes. We were fantastic. Look at that. The goal of Nico Gonzalez, Chico Conceicao. Look at Juventus that was attacking, going with the attempts. But what about that first half where at the 37, because 37 is an important number, 37 second, we concede a shot that could have changed the history of the game yesterday. Because Thuram is missing that ball and all the players in these first minutes, they're all missing their first ball. Luckily, Di Gregorio didn't miss his first ball. But that was a real disaster. That's impossible. Showing again that even the opponents, they know that in our stadium, they can go for it. And that needs to change really fast. On top of that, the 37th minute, not second this time, but minute, that's when the first real shot on target arrives from Conceicao. It's not normal that at home in Coppa Italia, with your best man against not the best Cagliari, you need to wait the 37th minute. And that's something that we need to remember and paying attention for. That was for the game. Then I told you bad news. Wea, that unfortunately he entered in the last minutes. And Wea, without the medical report this morning from Juve, muscular injury, he will miss at least 20 days. So forget about him also in Supercoppa against Milan, and maybe the second game. It's a total disaster, guys. When we are speaking about bad luck, well, when something can happen, when it pours, it rains, or when it rains, it pours. I don't know how you say, but you understood what I mean. It's a total disaster. How is it possible? We win back finally a player, Nico Gonzalez, and we lose Wea, which makes again super difficult for Thiago Motta to understand the rotation. Now you're obliged to give more minutes to force a bit and to accelerate a bit. Nico Gonzalez playing more minutes. Why he could have maybe gradually enter. It's a disaster, guys. It is a disaster. Weah out is a disaster. Not only because it's Weah, but it's because of the entirety of the situation. You win a player, you lose one. You win a player, you lose two. And then they're out for 1 day, for 2 days, for 3 days, match days, 20 days. And then you don't know, guys. This is something that really, really pains me and is worrying me a lot because it's not the only player. It's not the first time this season that we are missing these players. You can really never have a smile for 24 hours this season at Juventus. If you win, you will be sure that one will be at the hospital, like Leipzig, Bremer, Koopmeiners, Nico, Gonzalez. Okay, you won, but at what cost? And it's happening again here. Okay, we won, but it's Weah again, and Weah will influence Nico Gonzalez, and then Nico, and it's a thing that is never ending problem. Mercato, well, we saw it in the beginning of the video. Tonali, Corriere dello Sport is going with a big title. I know that a lot of you love Tonali, and Tonali is a fantastic player. Let's not turn around the pot. He is a top player, a player that could reinforce Juve. We know that Fagioli is on the exit market, but what I didn't like was the name next to Fagioli. Juventus could, or according to Corriere dello Sport, cash in and sacrifice and Fagioli and Yildiz, not to Newcastle, but sacrifice them to have the necessary money to go for Tonali. No. Luckily today I spoke with Michele De Blasis, journalist, and he told me, Beppe, 1000%, Yildiz is not leaving Juventus at January, which is matching also his words that he said to Golden Boy, that he said in Tuttosport, that he said in the last few days. I see myself here at Juventus for a long time. I see myself playing with that shirt, trying to win everything that we can win. Then if it will happen or not, I don't know. But that from Corriere dello Sport is a bit exaggerated. We will deep dive in the Mercato news because we have so much things to say later today. So put a maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe. Grazie, forza. Juve.